Alright, so this is Jay, Inside Out Sports Endless Pool. So we're going to look at above and underwater video here. So the one thing I could see that I'm not sure if it's resulting in the endless pool or not, but your hips and your legs are real low in the water. So when you're swimming like that, it just creates a lot of excessive drag if your hips are low like that. So a couple things that are going to help is to really kind of work on your kick to the point where your legs rise up. Another thing you could do is try to push your head down a little bit, or push your chest down, just so that your hips rise up somewhat to help you achieve a more streamlined position. Now but in the interim, use a pull buoy or put on some fins to help keep your legs up, because you want to practice swimming in a streamlined position. Now looking at your stroke, on a lot of them it looks like you cross over a little bit. And crossing over means that when you extend forward, your hand actually extends beyond your center axis. If you imagine an axis point or a center line running down the center of your body, see how your right hand especially crosses way over there. It could be because you're trying to avoid hitting that machine, which is possible, but I think we saw this when you're doing it underwater as well. So you want to keep your hands, basically when they enter, they extend straight forward on either side of your head. But imagine that your head is like the bulk line that you don't want to cross over, so extend from that position forward. And here's the underwater. You can see that right arm. The right arm is more pronounced. The left does it somewhat. The left's not bad though. With regard to your pull, what we're seeing is on the left arm, that's what I call a straight arm pullback, where your arm enters and then your arm pulls down and then back. That's not a bad way to swim. It's what I consider the second best stroke technique. But the goal ultimately is to get to the point where your hand and forearm pivot so that they go vertical very early or become parallel to the back of the pool, and then you pull yourself forward from that point. Your right arm is something in between a straight arm pullback and a elbow leading the stroke. You can see how that right arm really pulls in under your body. It goes out in. That's a S, out in. When it does that, it doesn't necessarily grip more water. Sometimes it will if the turbulence of the machine there, or if you're in open water and there's a lot of turbulence, your arm will try and find the best line. But what I think here, it's just a sort of a habit of yours when you're swimming to pull like that, especially since you're breathing on that side. So what I'm getting at is I want you to pull your arm more or less straight back, but I'd like you to pull it straight back with a bend in the elbow, so that your hand and your forearm are pivot downwards immediately. You extend forward as well as you can, then your hand and forearm operating as one unit pivot down so that they approach a parallel angle to the back of the pool, and then you pull yourself forward using the grab that you've got with that hand and forearm. And this looks pretty smooth. At this point, I think we talked about some of the issues. So now you're really working on reaching forward. You can see the difference in that sort of extension. That looks pretty good there. Your right arm still crossing over a little bit. Alright, and that's catch-up drill. So the goal there is a nice long extension, and then we're really working on the catch underwater. And that looks good. That's good. Alright, here's an underwater shot of one arm drill. So notice how a little tough to see from this angle, but the elbow on your right arm, on some of them, not all of them, is leading the stroke back. Alright, that's pretty good. Same thing that here, you really want to